everyone, it's Rosina and welcome back to Twins and Stitches. Today I'll be showing you how to crochet a 2-coloured granny square. So let's get started. We choose our first colour and we start by making a slip knot. Open your fingers, wrap the yarn around and through, flip your fingers open, part your fingers, go in, grab the thread up, go in, grab it up again, and then you just pull it, like so. This is your slip knot. We tighten by pulling this thread. To start our granny square, we chain 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. We then slip stitch into the first stitch from the hook, which is this one just here, this first V shape. We yarn over, go through, and then we just bring this loop under this one. We now chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to start working double crochets into our center of our cluster. The center is just this bit right here. There you go. Not the gap just here, but the one just underneath it, right here in the center. To work a double crochet, we yarn over, we go into that cluster. We then yarn over again and go through the cluster. Yarn over through the first 2 loops, yarn over through the next 2. We'll do that again. Yarn over, go into the same gap. Yarn over through that first cluster. We should now have 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over through the first 2, yarn over through the next 2. We then chain 2. And we then place 3 more double crochets in. Here we did 2. That is because the original chain 3 counted as a double crochet. So we put 3 more. Yarn over, go in, yarn over through the cluster, yarn over through the next 2, and the next 2. And then again 2 more times. And now that we've done it 3 times, we chain 2, yarn over, and we put another 3 in, and we repeat this 2 times. So we want 2 more clusters of 3. Now that we've done our 4 clusters of 3, we can count 1, 2, 3, and 4. We then chain 2, just like we have always been doing. And then we slip stitch into the top chain in this post of 3, which is just here. You see this V right at the top. To slip stitch, remember, yarn over, go through, and then you put the first loop under the other. Amazing. Now as we're changing colour, we cut our yarn. Leave a decently sized tail end just so we can weave in after. We have our first round. We do the next in a different colour. I'm choosing this darker turquoise colour. Place your hook into the gap where we just came from. Create a slip knot with your yarn. And then we put this onto our hook, tighten it a bit, and then we pull this through. We're now going to go ahead and chain 3. We do this with our yarn that is our new colour, so not with the old yarn. So 1, 2, and 3. Now we are going to put 2 double crochets into this gap, just like we did at the start. So we are going to do 2, not 3, because this chain 3 counts as a double crochet. That's 1. So remember, we go through the first 2, then the next 2. Yarn over, go in the hole, yarn over through, yarn over first 2, and the next 2. There we go, we've done our 2, which are our 3 because of a chain. And then we yarn over and go into the next gap. And we do the same thing. So 3 double crochets. We did 3 double crochets, and now we chain 2. So on each corner, these are our corners, we chain 2 between 2 clusters of 3 double crochets, and then we put another 3 double crochets into that same gap. Cool. Now we go into the next hole and put 3 double crochets. We chain 2, and then we do another 3. So we did our 3, chained 2, another 3, and then we go into the next gap, and we finish this round. And now that we're at the end, we chain 2, like we did beforehand, and we slip stitch into the top V. We just go through the 2 loops, 1 and 2. So to slip stitch, we go through the first, and then we bring the first under the second without yarning over. Great. Like before, we're going to cut. We then make a slip knot with our other yarn and bring it through. So I'm using the same yarn as I used on the first round, but you can use a different colour as well, so you have 3 colours and so on and so forth. Like with every round, we chain 3 to start, 1, 2 and 3. And we put 2 double crochets into that same gap, just like before. So granny squares are super repetitive, which makes them quite easy to do once you get the hang of them. We go into the next gap. So this now is not a corner piece. So this is what we'll encounter on most occasions. These are all these spaces across, which are not at a corner. Yarn over, go into the gap, and we do our 3 double crochets. So in each gap we place 3. We're never doing less than 3, only when we start, and that's because the chain 3 counts as a double crochet. Oops. So that's 3, and then in our corner we put another 3, chain 2, then put another 3. And then we repeat, and we go around, so on, so forth. Remembering at the end, we chain 2 and slip stitch into that top V. We then cut our yarn and continue around and around and around. And that is our granny square done. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video and share it with someone who you think will find useful. We'll see you next time. Bye!